Stop. Watch now. Yes, please. Always watch. I just want to stick to that screen. I swear, I sometimes think that Twitch is really annoying with their UI. I'm just like, the reason why I want to be able to preview my screen is so that I can read my chat and see if my stream is working. Not necessarily checking for the audio, I just want to make sure the stream is working. Alright. Ugh, goodness gracious me. This game has been a pain in the ass to set up. An absolute pain. I love this game. I've never beaten it, and I'm going to try to beat it this time around. Because I do feel like there's a lot of relevant themes, especially in today's day and age. But with that said, goodness, this game, while it was very technically proficient when it first came out, had some freaking issues to try to get it to stream. I've had easier times with Fear, man. Other things, I've been trying to work on my chroma filter. Hopefully that it's better. It looks a little off, but we'll just deal with it. Alright. With that said, let's go and start a new game. I always am conflicted. Yeah, it gives me a good adrenaline rush. I am one with the machine. Give me Deus Ex. I mean, I just love the fact that he has the glasses. Sometimes I like playing things for a challenge. I just beat Fear on the hardest difficulty, huh? Hardened enemies make tougher situations, make your experience quite challenging, and will give you a good adrenaline rush. You are one with the machine. Let's just do the mid one. Let me turn that off.
Is everything in place?
Everything.
Almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I have spoken with Montreal. The broadcast satellites are ours when we need them. A few weeks of discomfort, and the public will be primed for our recall.
And the clinics?
We control their birth rates. They will do as we say. I still think we should wait for the referendum. We can't afford to wait. America's Science Board convenes next month.
Is this
The
XCOM Corp?
mood among the delegates is shifting. I'm positive that given more time...
Man, I kind of miss cigarettes, but
By
I
going
don't.
public
Like, it's one of
with
those
this
things that's
discovery,
50-50.
Sarif is
Part of
forcing
me
our
really
hand.
does, and then part of me is like, no, not at all.
The world will not change overnight just because David Sarif wills it. Besides, we can do nothing until our biochip is ready.
I thought you said you were close.
Finding the correct nerve interface has proven more challenging than anticipated. Fortunately, thanks to David, I now know where to look.
You now know where to look? Okay.
And in Washington tonight, crowds continue to gather in front of the Capitol. Most are demanding that Congress severely restrict efforts to alter the human body's abilities. This in response to claims made by biotechnology expert David Sarif that his firm may have discovered a way to make human-controlled evolution available to all.
Wow.
Sarif Industries researchers are set to arrive in Washington tomorrow to defend their claim. But for tonight, this is Eliza Casal reporting to you live.
Wow.
With all due respect, Major, I'll expect 2 security details waiting for us on the tarmac. No, we won't be going through the terminal. It's too exposed. Yes. I'm glad you understand. Good night, idiot.
Oh, there's so many things I want to talk about.
Something wrong?
No, not for me, it isn't. But you keep pulling on that necklace, Dr. Reed, and you're gonna break it. Come on, Meg. You've defended your research before.
That was different. Then it was all just theories. But this discovery atom, it's big. Kepler big. Rosetta Stone big.
So, what's the problem?
They'll want to know how I found it.
Megan, we're leaving for DC and... Adam, you're there. Good, good.
You need something, boss?
Yeah, I want to go over your security plans for Washington before we leave. You and your team ready to go, Megan?
Almost, David. We're just rechecking data.
Well, make it snappy. We have to actually be in Washington before you can dazzle all those federally appointed know-it-alls.
I hate it when he does that. Come on, I'll walk you part way.
All right. Let me just pause for a second there and just start explaining why this game is freaking amazing. So, right now we're having protests about Black Lives Matters and other things. Now, then we're probably gonna have another series of protests when we're hit with recessions and other things like that. But with the advent of artificial intelligence and an actual augmentation of people, whether it's actual cybernetics, when we get cybernetics to be really, really, really good, right? Being able to replace someone's arm, being able to replace someone's other limb or eyesight or whatever else, it's going to make them much more augmented and much better at performing certain tasks than regular biological humans. It's not necessarily genetic engineering, but it's kind of the same type of deal, kind of similar to what Gattaca said, right? So, where essentially you're going to have more and more divide as technology progresses, whether we actually fix things through genetics or through biomechanical engineering, right? So we're already seeing this with people who have lost their limbs, right? Running and doing other things like that. And then, apparently there are runners, who have lost their limbs, but they actually have an easier time running because of the way their foot structure is. They don't have to worry about their ankles or anything breaking. And they just have to really work their thighs a bit more, but apparently they can be really good runners, right? And we're even seeing this with the transsexual movement with men turning into women and actually being able to perform better in women's leagues and everything else. So it's a very, very pressing topic that's going to probably get worse and worse. Well, not necessarily worse, but more divisive as time goes on, right? So then another thing I wanted to note was because of this revolution in humanity, right? Because it is a revolution, being able to augment ourselves with mechanical limbs and other mechanical pieces, right? Then you also have this whole aesthetic of it being a kind of a renaissance, right? Everybody has this renaissance type feel. You have a new golden age. Everything has kind of like a gold tint to it, kind of symbolizing a golden age, and the Renaissance clothing with the the collars and the dress styles and kind of the shiny new styles, and it's really, really well done. It's so well done. I love this game. All right. So we're just kind of looking around, kind of 1984, huge screens. We're already getting there, right? Laptops that are able to connect to these massive screens, and computers getting smaller and smaller. And this is a very lived-in space. That's what I love. And the one thing I also love, we haven't gotten rid of paper yet. I've been wanting a paper-free society forever, but they're even saying, nope, you're still gonna have paper and you're still gonna have printers, right? And then, yeah, I'm just looking around. And then we're looking here, right? Washington braces for historic augmentation hearings, right? This is something that we are gonna see happen, whether it's regards to AI.
I'm nervous enough.
Shh, lady, I'm talking here, right? So you have mechanical eyes, you have other things that are going on, right? So at the issue. So police are bracing for massive demonstrations tomorrow on the National Mall. Protesters led by Humanity Front movement have been arriving by the busload to make their voices heard.
I thought women were the ones who kept men waiting.
I'm trying to have a moment. Okay, fine. Hi. Let's do this, but sorry, it's just it's really cool stuff.
About how
Okay,
you found it.
I love this
Nothing.
game.
It's just my nerves talking.
There's something I should know. About this place, about Sarif.
Megan,
Hold on.
we're still getting biochemical fluctuations across the artificial flow cells.
Okay. But the increased neural peptides coming from the PDOT cluster could be throwing off your calibrations.
Right, I'll double check that.
I can't believe you were asking about David. You've been here long enough to know of Eric.
And she's wearing her pearls on the outside of her outfit. You notice that?
I think I know why Declan's readings are off.
Too many peptides?
I'm thinking the glial tissue breakdown we noticed after splicing in the repressive protein might be the cause. If we had a better cytometer...
We might get a more accurate reading that confirms his area. I'll ask David to consider it.
Well, if he orders one from Page Industries, maybe they'll throw in another cappuccino maker.
You overthink everything, Adam. The work we're doing is good. We're helping people overcome their physical limitations.
Yeah, except most of our clients seem to be DOD.
You're doing
It's
good.
not all
There's another hour to go.
We work with teachers, doctors, construction workers.
Damn it! Watch it, Eddie. Those boxes are worth more than your salary.
Sorry.
Nia, you almost ready?
Washington? Huh.
So
Dr.
of
Reed.
course,
This is
Washington and the
General
DOD has.
Dr. Shevchenko was telling me you've made progress on the Typhoon.
Yes, thanks to Vasily, actually.
Of course
As I
they
was
would.
saying, sir,
Why wouldn't
The
they?
Typhoon
They're
uses
military.
a modified combat chassis like the one I'm wearing. But I've improved its design using shaped microcharges to propel the steel balls.
And the backblast problem?
Solved through kinetic bleeders in the augment. Here, watch. Go ahead.
Impressive. How soon till it's ready?
I'm afraid I have to run, but Vasily has all the details, General.
Of course.
Can't see my feet though. Hey, it's you know, it's a little
Teacher
thing.
would just love having one of those things.
You're missing the point. Defense contracts keep us afloat.
Yep.
But neural augmentations that make you think faster, react quicker, they can really improve a life. Everybody's lives. David's talked about it for years.
Yeah, he is a talker.
He's a good man. Admit it, Adam. A part of you likes him.
I like everyone, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I'm gonna gush about this game because I love so many aspects about it. Yes, I know I've never beat it, but I've just
Diane's
waited
on
for the
this.
right time, and I feel
forgot
like
to leave
now's
her
the
a
right
key so she
time.
can walk Cuba. He's cupcake. Keeps knocking over all my plans.
Did you destroy that vase yet?
I moved it. And I fenced in the yard. Like you always said you were going to.
Yeah, never got around to that. Sorry.
Me too. About a lot of things. Adam, there's something
Good evening.
Hi.
Richard.
So, are we all ready for the trip?
There's Farida. I'd better hurry. See you at the helipad, Adam.
Sure.
Did I interrupt something, Jensen?
No.
Fix that firewall yet?
You don't fix an entire firewall. You find the loophole and plug it.
Then did you plug it?
Yes, I did. Want to know how? Oh, wait, I forgot. Ex-cop. I doubt you'd understand.
Ex-SWAT, and you'd be surprised. Sarif has to see you too.
Athena. She wants me to show her how to track our scientist-implanted locator devices. In case your security plans in Washington don't measure up.
Okay.
They will.
Gentlemen, how wonderful to see you both. Go right in, Adam. He's waiting.
This is the newest in encrypted...
By the way, I'm not controlling this.
Transmits data to our dedicated server.
I wish I were, but can we gush a little bit more about this whole Renaissance aesthetic that's everywhere? This Da Vinci aesthetic that I love. It's like Blade Runner and Da Vinci had a baby. It's amazing.
Big day for us tomorrow. Everything in place?
Yes, sir. Capitol Police will escort us to the hill, and then Federal Protection Services takes over.
Good. How's our girl holding up?
She's nervous.
All she has to do is show him her research. She explain it to you?
Not really into the whole science thing, boss.
It's incredible. All those purists out there accusing us of tampering with the natural order. when all Megan's done is figure out how to unlock the potential that exists within our own DNA. It's safer and easier than anything you, Darrow, ever did.
Environmental malfunction. Laboratory subsection 6. All lab chiefs, please report in.
We better not take any chances. Not tonight. Use my elevator to get down there. You know the code?
Yeah, 0451.
Let me know what you find. I think to get someone to shut off the damn racket.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, can I have control of my character? Thank you. Notice how my screen looks a lot better. Do I not have a gun? Alright. Oh. Wait, what? What's the code?
You need to know what's happening, Adam. Use my elevator. Hurry up.
Okay. 0451. 0451.
Pritchard, where's Megan? She report in yet?
Her GPL implant shows her moving through the microchem labs. I think she's running.
Damn. Must have been a serious equipment failure. Can you get eyes on her?
I'm trying, but the intellicams aren't responding. There's interference coming from somewhere. Find out what's happening, Jensen. Hurry!
I am the chief of security, right?
Pritchard.
Killed my scientists. How dare you? And this is how augmentations. Ooh. Love this game. Okay.
Some objects in the environment can be
Yeah, okay. I get it. Whoa. Alright, we'll go through here. Use. Some serious stuff has been going on here. Oh shit, where is he?
You bastard! Intruder!
Okay, so like, this lab is under attack, but still, everything has this gold aesthetic to it. I do like the way this game does recoverable health. You know, you have different boxes, so you know you will get punished, but it still has a modern Halo feel to make the gunplay feel a little bit easier rather than the old classic health pack system, which I still really adore, but I understand it doesn't really work well for a lot of people. Okay, we're gonna go look through here. No, nothing there. I can move people, which is really cool. Yeah. I've got the high ground. Ow. Shit. Really? I do appreciate that it gives this. Oh shit. I feel like this was actually really good game design because it's teaching you that you can take cover indirectly. Punishes you for it's using the actual Gears of War. The Gears of War system, which has been tested and proven, man. I do love the Gears of War system of doing these, you know, go right. All right. And so that's the kind of trope that you run into sometimes when you do pre-rendered graphics, like, because my graphics look better, even though at the time this was probably really hard to do. And it's showing you that, like, he's just a regular human and these are augmented people and they're gonna kick his ass. Because of course they are. Run. You should have run. I know, you were trying to hide. Look, he even has glass in his hand, okay? I love the detail in this game. This game was an act of love, and this is taken directly from RoboCop, by the way.
My God, I think it was a glass.
Stay with us. Ugh.
Yeah, he's not getting like this.
Search ERCC-1 craft.
So hear me out. I do think that there's going to actually be a very interesting conflict between genetic engineering and biomechanical augmentation, right?
I love you.
Haven't you lost enough people today?
I'm sorry.
We're seconds away.
His body can take it.
Miraculous.
Give me info, Rogue.
Fine. Give me the telecom package.
So, like, how does the mind deal with this, though? That's my question. Do people get, like, a god complex because of all of these augmentations? Seis montas antes. Meses? No. Yeah, meses. 6 meses on. 6 meses on. I can't even speak Spanish anymore. What's going on? I'm playing Deus Ex Human Revolution, the first one in the
Adam,
two-part
it's
series.
David. You in the building?
Just enter the lobby.
Sorry to pull you out of sick leave so soon, but we've got a situation.
I feel like it's pretty complete. I just gotta finalize the image.
Meet me at the helipad.
Finalize an ISO for it.
Something's wrong with my retinal enhancement.
Frank's on the second floor in the tech lab. Make it quick. People's lives are at stake.
No, so like with regards to my Pi, like I've pretty much have scraped everything. I think there's like only I had a miscalculation. It's not 18,000 games. It's more closer to like 8,000 games because I had a whole bunch of extra images and everything that went along with that transfer, right? But with that said, 8,000 games that I can play, and I pretty much have every one of them scraped, which is amazing. And even N64 games running really smoothly. And the one game I added since that list I sent you was Star Fox 64. Because I'm like, oh, come on. If Rogue Squadron can play, then Star Fox can play. And yeah, it does play, and it works pretty damn well. So I'm very happy with it. Now I just gotta find a way to mass produce. And then what got me thinking is, Chuck E. Cheese is no longer in business, right? Or they're going bankrupt. They'll probably recover from the bankruptcy, but they were like way too over in their head. I know I can do a better class of gaming restaurant than Dave & Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I can definitely do it. Like, I feel it in my bones, right? You have a VR setup, you have retro games, at each table with essentially a hollowed out table, right, with a screen on the bottom, on either side, right, where there are booth seats. You have 2 screens on either side, and it's a tempered glass top, right? And then you just look down, and then you have a controller that's connected underneath the table that you just take out, and then you can just start playing. And then when you're eating, you can just take a break or whatever else, or press a button and then it goes up on a screen on the side, right? So whatever floats your boat. But I'm thinking for like especially fighting games, right? Being able to look down at the cabinet table, kind of awesome. And then you have a VR headset, and then you have soundproof booths for streaming. So say you don't have a streaming setup at home, or say you're a parent with kids, right? And you just need the kids are with a babysitter or whatever else, or with someone else who's looking after them, and they're all playing games, and you want to be able to have a booth where you can stream, whether it's video games or whatever other type of streaming, or like video conferencing even, right? you can go into the booth and do what you need to do and get your work done, and it would be a soundproof booth. And you'd be able to have a full gaming experience, right? Then, you have VR kind of like one. Right now, I would only start with one VR headset with the green screen and augmented reality, but then you have it on like a big projector screen. The augmented reality showing on the big projector screen. So when you see them like playing Beat Saber and all that, it actually looks like they're in Beat Saber, and it's on a big projector screen. So it's like the main centerpiece of everything. And then you just kind of have either, you have some vending machines for drinks, and then you maybe eventually I'll get a bar, but that's a whole other can of worms that I won't promote yet because I have to promote it as a family-friendly place first and foremost, right? So, like, I have this idea, dude, this crazy idea, because I'm like, Chuck E. Cheese wasn't able to evolve, Dave & Buster's weren't able to evolve, but I'm like, the technology exists where you can actually combine something like a Chuck E. Cheese meets WeWork, if that makes sense, right? You have a space for the parents, and then also you have computer repair too, computer and IT tech support. So you bring in your computer, it's like, oh, this isn't working, all that, and then eventually I expand. Of course, I would have to hire someone who's good with fixing mobile phones, right? That's like not my thing that I know how to do, but I know that there are people who know how to do that, including yourself, right? And then fixing phones, fixing computers, and also consoles, right? So you have a repair station, so that's kind of your bread and butter right there in terms of fixing stuff. What is that? Who was that? Oh. I just have this crazy idea for a barcade. Eventually I'll have alcohol and all that, but first and foremost it's about the technology, right? Being able to provide the technology and the services, and then eventually you can expand a bar. So the thing is, there's no sense in doing it right now during COVID, but what makes sense is talking to a lawyer. I've already got like almost 40 questions to ask a lawyer about what's legal and what's not legal. What I'm allowed to get away with, what I'm not allowed to get away with. So, for example, if I manage to contact the rights holder of a certain old school video game, right? Can I sell that ROM, or give that, not sell it, but give that ROM out as a reward to people, for achieving certain video game things, right? And then one thing I can do is, hey, you want to be a pro membership? Okay, here's a pie. You don't get any ROMs. You can put whatever ROMs you want on it, but we'll give you ROMs out as a prize in case you don't want to go through the hassle of trying to download and upload ROMs and mess up your pie, right? If you mess up your pie, I'm just going to say, okay, well, I'm just going to have to restore to basic settings, right? You just wipe it and put basic settings on there. Part of the whole clause of getting a pie is you get a pie, no ROMs or anything. Now, if you do earn ROMs as reward, then we can go and save that in your profile, and then make sure that they get re-uploaded and you have the rights to them, right? So I'm kind of wanting to start maybe this whole pseudo Steam type deal where it's not Steam, but it's just ROMs, right? And I get rights to ROMs, and then if someone actually manages to win a ROM as an award or reward or whatever else, then they actually get to keep that ROM for life, right? Wouldn't that be cool? And it would be in our records forever. So if anything ever happens to your pie, then we'll wipe your pie, but then we'll find a way to get we'll also get the ROM back up on there, right? And so like I have, and then other ideas, covers of video game music, video game reenactments in theater, right? So like video game theater, and then also streaming, and then having special events for like esports and game releases, console releases, other things like that. So, because right now, GameStop, Dave & Buster's, and
still waiting for you.
Yeah, people. GameStop, Dave & Buster's, and Chuck E. Cheese, they don't know how to evolve with the times. And I'm like, no, it's really easy to evolve with the times, right? You just offer more than just arcade. You offer all kinds of video game entertainment, whether it's through video, esports, and other things of that sort. This is something that people don't seem to understand. And people can play your old school games, your newer games, and then your esports, and I think it would work out really, really well. And then the actual arcade stuff, with the foods and services, like once I get all of this other stuff set up, the technology and everything, the foods and services stuff, I have to defer to someone who's got experience in that realm. Because I don't have a lot of experience with the food aspect of it, but I have experience. It's like, I'm sure when Alamo Drafthouse did their thing, it wasn't just one person. You have someone who actually is really good with the restaurant stuff, and then you have someone who's really good with the movie stuff. I'm going to be like that movie, video game, entertainment type stuff expert, and then I have to defer to the food to someone else because I'm not an expert when it comes to the food service industry, and that's just because I'm going to be focused more on the technology aspect of it, right?
You, Adam?
I'm excited. Sorry, I'm just excited.
Get to the tech lab, or something seriously bad is gonna happen.
Disconnect. Okay, so I need to go. Who do I need to find? Okay, let's go find this little mofo. Oh man, I can still gush about this game. Deus Ex Human Revolution. A lot. Where do you want me to go, game? In the tech lab. Where is the tech lab? I don't know, dude. A barcade, it seems right up my alley. As I said, my main thing is my thought is just offer vending machines first, right? Yes. Vending machine food first, if I were going to do it. So like drinks and other things in the vending machine. But then I can eventually upgrade to, and maybe a basic kitchen that does hot dogs and pizza, and that's it, right? Like it's going to be more like a bowling alley, right? Bowling alley food. Bowling alley food is usually not that complicated. Popcorn, soda, maybe some beer, hot dogs. Your basic food, and eventually I can upgrade the menu when I get more money. But that means supply chain issues amongst other things. So I'm just of the thought: keep it simple. Offer really good, solid, fundamental experience that you can't really get anywhere else. And then I can focus on the food. Or maybe from the beginning start with a proper restaurant if I find a chef. But, that does cost extra money, right? And to when I'm first starting out, it's going to take a minute to actually get all the technology and everything going. Because I do want a franchise. That's the other thing, right? Oh, look, I'm in a bathroom. Can I flush the toilets in this game? No. Wait. Yes! Okay. Game gets a credit for having toilets that are flushable.
Adam Jensen,
hey.
It's so good to have you back. Even if the conditions for your return aren't all that auspicious.
Sarah didn't really tell me much, Athena. Just something about a break-in at the factory. How serious is it?
Plenty. Some of our people were inside when it happened, working overtime.
On a Saturday evening.
Things have been difficult since we lost so many good people. Everybody's had to do extra shifts to meet deadlines. Most clients were understanding, but not every contract can be delayed.
Especially the military ones. So what am I looking at here?
Well, David knows more than I do. Get to the helipad, he'll fill you in.
Get to the helipad. Where's the damn helipad? That's a bathroom. Alright, let's go to the helipad. I'm going to a helipad, Derek. Helipad, helipad. Oh, I can sprint in this game. Okay, cool. Okay. Map. Where do you want me to go, game? Second floor. Okay, where am I? I'm on the third floor. So the other cool thing is that this place takes place in Detroit, which I find very adorable because, so essentially, I'm like a modern day revision of RoboCop, not revision, envisioning of RoboCop.
Why
right?
is David keeping the SWAT team from going in right away? Doesn't he remember the last attack?
You can't compare the two. Those guys were obviously military. These ones are just vandals.
Vandals with guns and bullets that kill people.
Look, David cares about his people, but he needs to protect his client's interests. Don't worry. I'm sure he's got a plan.
He's got a plan, Derek. Derek, so I'll pay you starting salary $80,000 a year to be my phone repair guy.
About time. What happened? You get stuck in an air duct on the way over?
Yeah, nice to see you too, Francis. Something's wrong with the window display. Can you fix it?
If it's what I think it is, probably.
But the thing is, though, you wouldn't be spending all day playing WoW. You'd be spending probably a good, at least 8 hours a day fixing phones.
In sync. But don't worry.
And computers and
Your
other
Sentinel
things.
health implant will kick in soon, repairing any damage that might have caused. Your retinal
Hey,
display
Dr.
should be
Huffman.
fine now. Its
Thank
recognition
you.
software
I will
won't
enjoy
be
the
picking
game.
up
It's been
hostile
I played through the
but you
beginning. I've
should
just
be
never
seeing
beaten it all the way
radar and
through.
targeting
I'm
weapons.
gushing over this game though.
Biomedical data too, if you're in pain.
Right. We done here? Because Seraph is waiting for me at the helipad.
I know. Radicals have broken into our manufacturing plant and taken hostages. Maybe this time you'll actually save people.
Ooh, confront. I'm gonna confront him on that.
You got a problem with me, Pritchard? Why don't you just say it and get it over with?
Why no, Jensen? I don't have a problem with you. If anything, I blame myself.
The mighty Pritchard blaming himself. That's gotta be a first.
I'm the one who told Sarif we needed a physical security team to protect us. If he'd read my report closely enough.
Wait a second. Are you saying it was your idea to hire me?
Not you, Jensen. I wanted Dynacore, Sharp Edge, or Bell Tower. All the top private security contractors were on my list, but Sarif wanted somebody in-house. And so did Dr. Reed.
I'm gonna
I
confront you
suggest you
more.
leave Megan out of this.
Why, Jensen? It's no secret how close the two of you were.
Oh.
And let's face it, you'd just been fired from SWAT for that massacre in Mexican Town. No one was about to hire you.
You really have to stop getting your news from those Picus blogs, Francis. They only confuse you.
The point is, if Sarif had listened to me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But
Oh, really?
Megan, God love her, always did have Sarif's ear.
Seraph's ear is going to be hearing a report about violence in the workplace if you keep this up. You really feel like continuing?
Point taken.
Don't talk shit to me. Piece of shit. Sorry, NPC was talking shit about me and my character I'm role playing, so I'm gonna confront him on that.
Christ, Adam, while you were strolling around the offices, the situation got worse. Meet me in the chopper, I'll explain.
Oh, ew.
Sources tell me that a militant group of pro-human activists have raided a Seraph Industries plant. Factory workers have been taken hostage, and the entire city holds its collective breath.
Okay.
I doubt I need to remind you folks that this is the second time the biotechnology firm has been...
Come on. We'll go through here. Alright. So we're gonna get into the Minority Report helicopter.
Welcome back, Jensen. Didn't think we'd see you around here for a while yet.
You know how it goes, man.
You remind me of Vasquez.
Don't I know it? I was in my wingsuit halfway to the top of the Renaissance Center when I got the 911. But you, 6 months is a hell of a short time to come back from the dead. You sure you're ready for this?
Only one way to find out.
Roger that. The boss is already on board, arguing with the DPD's tactical response team. They've got the plant surrounded, but Mr. Seraph wants you to go in first. You all set here? Because the sooner we take off, the better it will be for everyone.
Yes, let's do this.
I'm ready.
Great. Then let's get airborne.
Man, this game is so cool. Have you ever played Deus Ex? Yeah, you gotta just take a break from WoW and play some other games for a little bit. No. That's called a WoW addiction. I understand. I've been there. I've been there. They need to release these games on the
8
Switch.
people, Adam. 8 good men and women whose only crime was to come to work today. And those so-called pro-human purists slaughtered them.
All of them? You sure?
If we're lucky, the plant manager might still be alive, Josie Thorpe. They needed her to get into the administration wing. But SWAT isn't holding out much hope for her survival.
We'll see about that. So what am I looking at here? Who are these guys?
I told you. Pro-human purists. The same purists who've been firebombing limb clinics all over the country. They broke in a few hours ago, right after we moved the Typhoon in for assembly line factory.
The Typhoon? Megan's team was testing it the day that bastard... Who's on point for these guys?
Adam, I know you and Megan were once...
Who is on point for these guys?
Goes by the name of Sanders.
Sanders?
That's him there.
Colonel
But
Sanders.
he isn't augmented, Adam. So he can't be one of the mercs who attacked us.
Didn't have a problem killing innocent people, though.
Yeah. And he did know exactly how to get inside the plant.
So how do you want me to handle him?
I don't. Not right away. Your first priority is to recover the Typhoon. I can't let SWAT inside until you've got it. But as far as rules of engagement go, I'll defer to you. Lethal or non-lethal?
See... Yo, Derek, do I be lethal or non-lethal? Like, so essentially the situation is, I'm about to go in, and there's like this terrorist faction who are of, you know, pro-human rather than pro-biotics, right? And I can either use lethal force or non-lethal.
I'm not about to take any chances.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go use lethal.
Lethal it is.
At least for this
Remember,
first playthrough. There may be another
Josie's
playthrough
still in
at some
there.
point.
And I'd hate to see any more of our people get caught in the crossfire. You remember what it's like in there? A lot of tight and closed hallways, but the labs themselves.
But I could
are
always
pretty
just do
open,
non-lethal.
high ceilings.
Even though
you
I
want
said
something
lethal.
you can use from a distance or up close.
Give me something with distance.
Give me a
if I get
distance
too close, I'll take them out personally.
Just try not to break anything expensive. The Typhoon should be in the factoring labs, but Frank will tell you more as you go in. I've got him running comms.
I should have been non-lethal, but
anything else?
Keep your eyes open for
they are
Chelsea.
terrorists, and they
Come
are,
clear if you can,
you know,
but the Typhoon is your #1 priority. We developed it for the alphabet agencies, and if we don't deliver it to them intact and still a secret, well, I'm sure you'll get the job done right.
Gentlemen.
yeah, you don't negotiate with terrorists. That's my #1 rule. I know that, like, terrorists always say they have a reason for doing things, but the thing is, though, terrorists are still terrorists, and they can still cause a lot of damage. You don't negotiate with terrorists. That's why lethal is the way to do it. hippies? Oh, well. I mean, you might be right. But you could be wrong, too. Alright. Can I talk to these people? Apparently I can't.
About freaking time. SI Security?
Yeah, name's Jensen.
I know. You used to be on Team 2 till that Mexican town thing went down. I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same, don't they?
Meaning what?
Meaning corpses seem to follow you around. Feel like getting in there and doing whatever it is your boss wants you to do? Because maybe then we can get your people some justice.
I'm gonna need some intel before I head in.
Fine. What do you want to know?
I need some... How many?
How many purists am I looking at down there?
I don't have an exact number. So far we've spotted 3 in the courtyard, maybe a dozen or so inside. But that's a sketchy estimate at best, since we seem to be getting a loop playback off your intellicams.
That shouldn't be possible. I told Seraph to make sure Pritchard overhauled the system.
Well, someone inside must be tech savvy, because all we're seeing is a loop. For all we know, there could be 5, 10, or 3 dozen perps in there.
Who's
the leader's name is Sanders, right? What's his
Colonel
story?
Sanders.
Zeke Sanders. We're running background on him now. Looks like he fought 2 tours in the Gulf. One of them on a recycled military bill.
You mean he's augmented? Seraph told me he's not.
He used to be augmented. Says his Augs made him do evil shit, so he ripped him out. Now he's got a whole crew of gullible gangbangers ready to kill for him.
That's another
We've
thing to
already
take into account is if you do get augmented, how do you... How does it even... Okay, from a cybersecurity standpoint, how does that even start, man? Like, how do you even begin to try to secure that stuff?
Realistically, how much time do I have before you guys breach?
According to protocol, none. According to your boss, so far the press
Like, I feel like there
hasn't
needs to
found
be a
out about
breakthrough
murders,
in
but I can't guarantee
cybersecurity to keep things safe. Maybe some sort of AI. But,
When that happens,
honestly, it's just that's something that still scares me about Internet of Things, man. We haven't even been able to lock down Internet of Things. How are we going to lock down biomechanical devices, even though they may be more powerful? This is why the biological side might take precedence and win, right? Okay, sorry, I talk a lot. I talk a lot.
I think I've heard enough.
You sure? Wouldn't want to make your boss unhappy.
I got it from here.
I got this shit. Come on now. I'm a badass mofo. Okay? You know I'm a badass mofo. I got some painkillers. Oh my gosh, this game is...
Jensen, it's me, Pritchard. Where are you?
On a roof overlooking the plant.
Good. Your point of entry should be through shipping and receiving.
Should be, Francis. The hell does that mean?
We have an employee entrance there, heavily guarded by purists, no doubt. So, if you're not a fan of the frontal assault, I suppose you could try accessing the building's roof.
Yeah, everything seems under control. No sign of SWAT. No sign of anything.
I could get him right now. I'm not. I'm not that mean. Yeah, I know.
Being stuck.
Kind of disabled tutorials. Hold on. Options. Gameplay. Whatever. I would need a stun gun though. Come on. Do I not have a stun gun? Probably not. Because I said I was gonna be lethal.
Yo, anyone there?
Oh, did someone detect me?
I see you.
Okay. Can I like restart this whole minute? I don't know. I know. Part of me wants to be pacifist, but it'll be easier if I be aggressive. I know. These are terrorists.
Yeah, everything seems under control. No sign of SWAT. No sign of anything.
Can I take him down? Ow! Ow! Wow, that's some... Hold on, let me load. Ow, that seems way too aggressive. If I'm gonna go and sneak up on someone, I wanna just...
Yeah, everything seems under control. No sign of SWAT. No sign of anyone.
There we go. No need to actually frickin' terminate him. I can just make him unconscious. I can make him unconscious. Once he turns around and stops looking at me. Okay. So, like, the thing is, I said I was going to be lethal, but I'm going to try to take down these guys, as many of these guys down, non-lethally. Just because I can be that type of badass. Who has both options. Who has both options, right? I have both options. There is only kill. But the problem is I don't have any backup. That's my biggest issue. Since there's no backup. Okay, so then where do I go if I wanted to sneak in? The other thing is I'm just trying to be smart about this, right? There's no reason I should draw attention to myself by having unwanted gunfire, right? That's another thing.
Hey, get up!
Do you see me?
Who's on?
Richard, I'm in. The door worked just fine.
I'm happy for you. The Typhoon is in the factoring labs. There's an elevator just past the assembly labs that will take you to it.
Got it.
But there's a roof access. Hold on. Oh, it's all the way over here. Okay, that's where it is. Let's de-escalate the situation because I can be Superman. De-escalate. Restroom in just a second. Oh. We'll go through. We're going through some vents. Let's see. We got more problems than that. Okay. I'm sure that has some gameplay relevance. All right. Can I drag him? Oh, okay, well. See, they fired first. I tried the non-lethal option. Did not work out. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Alright, so, I mean, I kind of call that a win because, yeah, I had to kill a few guys, I didn't have to kill all of them. I was doing it more in self-defense. I'll disable them when I can. Oh, Jesus Christ. See?
Jensen, I just tried to unlock the assembly lab door, but my override codes aren't working. Someone's changed the protocols.
What? Didn't you plug the...
I'm on it. But until I find this particular breach and fix it, you'll have to hack the door manually. Pritchard out.
I see you!
Probably broke some bones. And I'll disable each and well, I'll kill who I need to kill, and I will try to disable first, right? It's called protect and serve. Ooh. Well, this guy.
Hold him off! I see you, bro! Say bye-bye! Go get some! Hold him! You like that?
All right.
I see!
All right. Give me 1 second. Restroom. So you want to know who the real dominant species on this planet is? Bacteria. Yeah, well, we're a more evolved version, but, like, even so, bacteria, those fuckers, they... And then I thought this game was so ahead of its time, and then all of a sudden I see a CD, I'm like, God damn it, guys, no. CDs don't exist anymore, it's the only the internet. Sorry. But yeah, no, bacteria are the dominant life form. Frank Pitchford is a man after my own heart. They have an IT department, man. Yay, they actually mention IT in this game. And then we get to hack things. I love it when games allow you to hack. Alright, so...
Access granted.
Okay. You know what this game really reminds me of is Rainbow Six Vegas, if you ever played that game.
I see you, Crow! I'm on it! Stay on him!
Hey. Uh-oh. I just died. Okay. Hold on. That wasn't good. Lord, let it save. Because I get to live Groundhog Day when I do these games.
Get... I see you, Crow. See that or what? I lost the bastard.
Okay, so I am being a little bit more violent than I wanted to be. It's okay. Where's Yusuf? I didn't want to kill everyone, but they forced me. They forced my hand. I don't negotiate with terrorists. And yes, I know there's a way to do this game completely pacifist, but I'm gonna be a guy in the middle. That's just the way it's gonna play out. Oh shit. So there was a way directly. Wow, okay. I might have to try to play through this game again as a pacifist. Dr. Hoffman.
Access granted. Bill. What in the world? Twitch, why did you fail on me? Error 3000. On Twitch? I only have one person streaming, and that's me. That's annoying. You know, you would think with all the Cyberpunk hype that's been announced that this game might be a little bit more popular, but apparently it's not.
I don't know what the heck it is. Yeah, it feels weird leaving you alone. Like, what's he looking for? Proof that these fuckers are lying to us, I guess. Just like Zeke said. I hope Zeke knows what he's doing. Me too, man. Me too. Yo!
Nail him! Can't you hit me, asshole? Shit, where is he?
I'm gonna go behind you. Shit.
It's too late to run.
Okay. So this game does not support ultra-wide. Which, okay. But it was very annoying because I was trying to run this game and the ultra-wide settings were just being well, it was trying to run it by in a 16:9 aspect ratio rather than a 21:9, and it was making everything all stretched. It was really bad. Like, it looked fine in OBS, just not on the main screen, so I had to go and change it through the NVIDIA control panel. But I managed to get it working. Yo, Derek, are you running WoW in an ultra wide yet? Why not? No, dude. Okay, do I need to get you an ultra wide? Because honestly, WoW with an ultra wide will change the game for you.
Help me! Son of a bitch. Pritchard, you still there?
Yeah.
Where else
Seriously.
would I be?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the way to go.
Now.
But you could just change your old current widescreen monitor to a vertical monitor. That's the thing. You don't need like you just get a stand or like a
Typhoon?
Yeah.
Visa mount stand.
Something more behind this.
And
I've also got a dead purist in here with some pretty interesting cerebral implants.
Don't touch him. We'll need an expert to recover his neural hub in case it's booby trapped.
I just love vertical monitors, dude.
What's
I've been
SWAT's
a
pressuring me to
fan
let
because
them
they
off the
do
leash.
have their place.
Find them before they do, and deal with them.
Especially like with Facebook, which is designed for a phone for first and foremost, like mobile applications, right? Get that gun. See, one issue I have with this game is that it doesn't give me the option to shoot for kneecaps. You know, like, I think that if you're going to really go pacifist, you can't just say, oh, use an electric dart gun. I think you should be allowed to use a real gun, but then be able to aim for kneecaps, and then, or limbs, or whatever else, and disable the person, right? Because you don't have to go for a headshot, but, like, this is like an all or nothing thing. They kill them or they don't. And I'm like, no, there are gray areas in between. And yeah, I'm not saying...
Any news yet? Zeke hasn't found any juicy secrets yet, if that's what you mean. But he was positive we'd find something we could show to Picus. Are you saying we got nothing? I know, man. I think
They's got nothing, Derek. They's got nothing. Took him down. We're gonna go in here.
First time, 6 months ago, on the eve of controversial hearings set to scrutinize the company's research. With those hearings permanently
going through. Ooh.
What the fuck is that?
The other issue is pacifist mode takes time. But I do feel like one of the best games to actually handle pacifist mode is the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham games. Ooh. Dude, that game was so fucking awesome. I'll be replaying through those games. I'll be honest, yeah. The Game Boy, I played the Game Boy Advance game, like one of the Game Boy Advance games. It was really, really, really well done. Actually, even back to the NES days, like, that's been a franchise that I feel like any developer who works on it, they haven't really shit on it. They've always done a good job with it. I'll stand by any Batman game overall, because I don't remember there being a single bad Batman game. Okay, so like, yes, there was the Christopher Nolan Batman game that was based off of Batman Begins, but apparently it followed the movie really, really closely, and it was only 2 hours long, but it didn't do this extra bullshit that like a lot of movie tie-in games did, where they added a lot of extra padding. It was literally a retelling of the movie, but in video game form. So for I feel like every developer that's done a Batman game has, sometimes it may not have been the best game, but it's always treated the franchise with respect. So
I don't want to hurt you. You're a civilian. But I will if you don't give me a choice.
You didn't want to hurt anyone. You should have stayed home tonight.
Oh, look! Serif's attack dog. You're here to clean up before the police bust in? He thinks we're breaking the law. Shut up! All you body polluters break laws.
All you body polluters break laws.
You're gonna have a hard time convincing people you're any different once they hear you had an AUG on your team.
What?
I found your attack dog in the factoring labs, trying to cut through security with his implanted hackware.
Nice try, Cholo. But I would never let one of you freaks on my crew. Back off, Lantern!
I got business to take care of, understand? If what you say is true, and I'm not saying it is, here, but I gotta...
I'm gonna de-escalate the situation.
So, mia la vieja, we're leaving.
Yo.
You know I can't let you go with her.
Stand down, Hanser. I told you, stand down or this bitch is dead.
Bullshit. You're bigger than that. You don't kill civilians.
Damn right. I'm a decorated vet, and I won't be jerked around. I need to find out who's behind this, and right now the boss lady's my only ticket out of here.
Listen to me. Whatever's going on, it's big. You've got a better chance of getting to the bottom of it if you work with me. But I can't do a thing until you let her go.
Are you stupid? I don't work with dogs. God, you must think I'm some kind of moron. And who can blame you? Because it's exactly what it must look like to everyone right now. Trapped in here by the cops, and my only option is to take a hostage.
No, don't
How
take
screwed
the
up is that?
hostage.
You're doing better than you think. You're still standing, and that's more than the hacker was expecting. You said you're a vet, so I know you've got the balls to handle this. You don't need the civilian to get you out of here.
You got a good point there. But still, I know you're kind. I saw it a million times in the Gulf. The only thing augmented goons like you care about is gaining the advantage. Just like the cops out there. I'd have to be stupid to do anything you tell me to.
The cops will be looking after civilians. They're too busy to worry about you. But if something happens to her, you will get their attention. Their priorities will shift, and all you'll accomplish is getting yourself killed.
Nice try. But if they're so worried about this Og lover, then they'll make sure nothing happens to her, won't they? You've wasted enough of my time. That chink wirehead freak used my brother and screwed us over, just like your kind always does. I gotta find out why, so shove off, Gearbox!
Alright. I was counting on you to use the hostage.
Is your whole family this stupid? The workers being here tonight was part of the hacker's plan. He was counting on you using a hostage, so you get yourself killed and tie up a loose end. You're stumbling right into another of his traps.
No, I'm not. He... God! I almost fell for it again! No way, man. He's not suckering me twice in one night. Get lost, chica. Before you get me killed.
Yes! I got the hostage.
I did what you wanted. So let me go.
Yes.
I got Blade here too, I see.
I've got as much interest in finding out who's really behind this as you do, Cabron.
Yeah, well... Maybe
I... That made me feel
but
great.
I promise you this. Someone's gonna pay.
Woo! Yeah, that made me feel great.
Adam.
Sanders
Sorry.
is gone, boss. But I'm pretty sure he's just a dupe. Somebody else set this up.
Damn it. Okay, I want you back here now. The admin building has a rooftop terrace. Meet Farida on it.
Saved you.
Jensen,
And I'm so happy I saved you. Yes.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just a little shaken up, but what about the other hostages? My husband was with them in one of the assembly labs, and I overheard talk about a bomb.
I'm sorry. None of the other hostages survived.
No. No! It can't be true! Where were the police? Why didn't they come in? They could have saved him!
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. But they're terrorists. Hack this.
Access granted.
Crisis situation, as you know, we're in dire straits. We need to fulfill several large orders for the alphabet agencies, the Typhoon just being the first of them. We depend on these contracts for a significant portion of our revenue, meaning that the successful on-time production of the delivery of these orders is absolutely necessary to maintain our bottom line. It is extremely important that we make necessary preparations to ramp up production in the plant. I'm going to need a detailed overview of this month's production schedule. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. People are getting... You just won the frickin' Typhoon, not the people. I'm really sorry I couldn't save your husband. I tried. But we also can't negotiate with terrorists. Like, I did save, like, about half the people there. They're probably gonna get arrested and maybe have a bad outcome, but, like, you know, it wasn't a complete massacre.
Not quite what you signed up for, is it, Jensen?
Excuse me?
Sneaking into your own factory to hide stuff while the boss holds the cops at bay? Don't get me wrong, I love Mr. Seraph. I just hate it when contracts become more important than people. I thought you did too.
Sorry to break it to you, Malik. That's just the way the world is.
Doesn't mean I have to like it. You ready to go?
Yeah, get me out of here, Malik.
Your wish is my command. Climb in.
I mean, honestly, dude, I feel like that wasn't the worst way it could have gone down. I didn't kill everybody. Now, yeah, I let the big baddie go away, but I saved a hostage in the process of it, so I feel good about that. No, what you do is you shoot the hostage in the knee, okay? Like, I learned this from Speed, okay? Speed showed how you deal with hostages. You shoot them in the knee, and then they're useless to you because they can't move, they can't do anything. Yeah, and then you might try to kill the hostage, but no. Like, if you shoot the hostage in the knee, then you can't, then it puts the hostage out of the situation, and then it's between you and them. So, I love that movie. That movie taught me, yeah, no, shoot the hostage. Shoot the fucking hostage. Not kill the hostage, shoot the hostage.
The boss
Mobilize
wants Richard
it.
to examine the Typhoon ASAP.
Copy that. Thanks for the lift.
No problem. Hey, and Jensen.
But I know,
just
that's
wanted to
it's
say,
probably bad advice to
new
follow
look
a
suits
movie.
you. Like, you haven't missed a beat at all.
Thanks.
So, how's it feel? Being augmented.
Excuse me?
Don't take it the wrong way. I mean, I've got a few neuro enhancements myself. Discreet ones to help me fly better. But I chose to get them implanted. You didn't.
This is why I want kneecaps as an option in video games. Like, I want to be able to use lethal force, but not, you know, I don't want to be stuck with a freaking taser gun. I'm like, if I need to kill someone, I should be allowed to kill someone who's trying to kill me. But I should also be allowed to shoot kneecaps and immobilize them. And actually, yeah, that, because then they're all going to be in hospitals and be legless and they can't run away. And so you can interview them to no end. Like, they're just... This is the limitation of a video game right now. Eventually, a video game will allow you to shoot hostages in the knee, shoot baddies in the knee. Like, kneecaps should be a thing. Because it's not killing someone, it's just putting them in horrible agony.
I think people should stop asking me so many questions.
Hey, I was just...
Ever since I walked in tonight, people have been staring, gossiping about whether or not I'm ready for this.
Your recovery was remarkably quick, Jensen.
Yes, because
Most
I'm a
people need
badass.
at least a year to get used to new limbs.
So maybe I'm a fast healer. Or maybe I'd rather damn myself to hell than let what happened to me stop me from doing my job.
Your job? Really? Because we both know that's not why you came back in here today, Jensen. Look, I want to find the bastards who did this as much as you do. So if I can help you in any way, all you gotta do is ask.
Actually, there is something. I want to know about the first attack.
Fine. Ask away.
Did anyone else see them? The men who attacked?
Not well enough to get a description. Pritchard got some fuzzy images off one of the Intellicams, but his tapes were all confiscated by Homeland Security.
Homeland? I heard Homicide passed it over to Special Investigations. Detroit
I mean,
Special Investigations.
They did.
We're talking about immobilizing people.
After that?
I think one of the
All I
best
really know is
immobilizing
the
scenes
case
I've
is
ever
still
seen
pending,
in
and Mr. Seraph is
any
not pleased.
fiction. So you remember the movie RoboCop? There was a woman who was about to get raped by some thugs, and you know what RoboCop did? Is he shot one of the thugs through the girl's dress into his penis and immobilized him. So I'm like, can I have those types of options to immobilize people? Like, you know, rapists who are being assholes? Like, can I immobilize them by shooting them in the dick? Like, I feel like that's a worthy way of immobilizing someone. And then they're gonna, like, really, you're gonna try to protect a rapist? No, shoot him in the dick. I don't care.
You were there that night. What do you remember about it?
That it was chaos. First, everybody figured there'd been some kind of accident, but Pritchard couldn't get a good visual and communications were haywire. Then we heard the explosions. By the time anyone knew what had hit us,
They were gone.
whoever they were good, Jensen. Special training good.
I love RoboCop 1 and 2.
You were there that night. What do you remember about it?
That it was chaos. First, everybody figured there'd been some kind of accident, but Pritchard couldn't get a good visual and communications were haywire. Then we heard the explosions.
Because I actually,
by the time anyone knew
they
what
didn't
had
need
hit
to make a
us,
RoboCop 3, 4, or 5, or like RoboCop 3 and then the series and all that. RoboCop 2 had a really good ending, you know, because essentially he had a whole arc, right? Because the big thing that made him not necessarily fully human, right? So there's first the whole cyborg aspect to him, and then he actually had to go and force his wife to leave.
I'm gonna find him, Malik.
To say,
One way or
like in RoboCop 2, right? He had to like kind of tell his wife, "No, I'm not here. I'm cold. And you know, you got to leave me alone, and I will leave you alone." And so he's dealing with that. But then you know he has to conquer the machine aspect of him, where he has the 3 directives that he has to follow, and then he has OCP who puts in all these extra directives, right? And then the way he conquers it is he goes and he electrocutes the shit out of himself, right? He goes, grabs a transformer and electrocutes the shit out of himself to get rid of all of his directives, right? And then, you know, he has no directives, but yet he still has an honor to try to serve the police corps. And so that's kind of his story arc, right? Like he's actually free of the binds from, you know, programming or whatever else, and yeah, he's still technically OCP property, but they're not going to go and try to put in those 3 directives because he knows how to remove them if he needed to. But he's still serving the peace, and he's still serving on the side of the police officers. Man, RoboCop deserves a proper remake, but not necessarily a proper remake. Maybe an anime that's based off the 80s one, because the 80s one is great. They didn't need to remake it to... Like, I liked aspects of the remake. I liked aspects of it, but I feel like they were trying to go a little bit too far in certain areas. But I really did enjoy aspects of the remake, but it just wasn't the original. And I'm like, okay, so can we maybe keep the original and then make a sequel, like a proper RoboCop 3 that has the same actor and everything else, and then him dealing with the fact that, yeah, he's now free, he has a full, you know, he has no directives or anything, and maybe finding a way to... I don't know where you would necessarily go, because I feel like RoboCop 2, after RoboCop 2, you know, you don't really have much else where to go, because he's just there to be a cop and be the ultimate cybernetic cop. Maybe there's like areas that other writers can take it in, but I feel like RoboCop 3 was just a pitiful sequel that didn't explore the character much at all. It explored the corpse, which was interesting, but I don't know. Let's see. So yes, I made a hostage survive, but her husband is dead.
I think it's disgusting how public opinion has turned on David so quickly. Like it's his fault these lunatics keep attacking us. Only because he lies and Cassandra keeps spinning at them. Seriously, it used to be that.
Let me. Can I?
Seraph Industries promised to pick it back up.
Oh, like one company and one man can do that by himself. They're a bunch of ungrateful hacks, if you ask me.
It's alright. Alright. A little bit warm in here. Sorry guys for the upcoming AC noise that will probably be coming up.
Back for a second with security first. I think someone slipped him into Sanders' group to manipulate those thugs.
Yeah, but who? Who would know we were developing the time?
Well, if it isn't Mahatma Gandhi himself, come to honor us all with his life-preserving presence. If this is about the typhoon, I'll get to it in a minute.
Now, Richard. I didn't risk my neck to have you lose it in a pile of CPUs and scuzzy adapters.
Well, look at you, using the big words. Don't think just because you hacked through the plant security system so fast that you're an expert on everything computer. There's a reason I can't examine the typhoon yet.
Do tell.
For your information, I am running a diagnostic sweep on our network and router security to find out how Sanders' hacker got a hold of our codes.
I'd have thought the first question to ask is, whose codes were they? Unless you already know.
Stick to kicking down doors and shooting people, Jensen, and stop trying to do my job. I guarantee you we'll get along better that way.
Yo, buddy, you want to talk about cybersecurity? Okay, first off, when was the last time you trained the staff about cybersecurity? When was the last time you told them about social engineering? When was the last time we actually had to do... dude, are you literally a one-man IT team? Of course you're going to be horrible at your job. You need a whole team of people. You need your help desk people. You need your systems people. You need your CTO and your managers and all that. Like, are you seriously telling me that this company has a one-man IT all team? Like, that's some fucking bullshit. I'm putting it out there. Because you're supposed to have a whole team of people, you know, your help desk technicians going and trying to tell staff to prevent them from having social engineering. Your systems people who are patching all of your systems. Man, if you're the only person in IT, and it looks that way based on all of the scattered papers all around. First off, why do you have scattered papers all around? That's a bad practice. You need to have all this stuff digitalized, and you need to actually have your stuff guarded by a fingerprint. You're a bad security manager. Sorry. Because if he's literally the only IT... Like, I'm like... This company is really, really bad. They have one sick person in charge of security, and then one person in charge of just everything IT. So I'm like, man, this is a really, really bad company to be working for. And it's probably all because their budget is bullshit. Like, look at him. He even has cigarettes out. Like, ugh. Holy crap. This guy, man. Video games don't even understand how to do IT properly. Even though they do programming, just because you do programming doesn't mean you understand how IT works. Hold on. Be right back. These motherfuckers. Alright. I'm back. Man, seriously, I feel like nobody knows how to... The only game that I've ever seen that really does hacking somewhat appropriately in a video game-like way, I think it's called, actually, I'll get you the exact name. Is it Hacknet? Yeah, Hacknet. That's literally the only video game I've ever seen that's been able to actually kind of get hacking in the right way. But even then, they forget about social engineering, right? Where you pretty much either blackmail or find a way to scare the crap out of someone to give up their credentials, you know, whether they're in a high position. And then they give up their credentials, and then you are able to get access to high-level stuff.
Trying to save the world.
They're not going to tell anybody because they don't want to get fired from their job.
Didn't you know that? Listen, corrupt. They're all corrupt. Like the rest of this city.
It is, and no, I have yet to see a game that really goes and delves into social engineering, Hollywood or anything for that matter. Like maybe there might be a once in a blue moon Hollywood movie, but it's rare. And it's a serious issue too. And the thing is, it's all about securing your shit so that if someone does have blackmail on you, and you know what, you have to actually be willing to say, okay, no, let me have that blackmail.
I'm telling you, Hugh, he might not have put the gun in Sanders' hand, but it was Taggart's speech to the UN that started all this.
William Taggart is nothing if not a shrewd political operator. You know that, David.
So for the sake of appearances, I have to look him in the eye and let him bullshit me?
With a smile. Always with a smile. We'll talk later.
Yeah, you wanted to see me?
Yeah, how you feeling?
I've had better days.
Well, when we're done here, check him at Dr. Markovic at the Limb Clinic downtown. Get her to get a checkup.
If you insist. Listen, about Sanders?
Yeah, about Sanders. What the hell were you thinking? Letting him slip away like that? I sent you in there to take care of things.
And I did. The Typhoon is safe. Sanders didn't know about it. He didn't even know his hacker was augmented. He's not the mastermind behind this, boss.
So you cut him a break? The man broke into my facility and took hostages at him. I thought you were ready for this.
I am. Today's attack was just a shell game being run by somebody else. I intend to find out who and why, so that it never happens to anybody again.
Good, because so do I. That hacker in Sanders' group, you're sure he was augmented?
I pulled his cables out myself.
Yeah, well, the police are saying he's not, and they're refusing to let me see the body, no matter how much money I threaten to pull from their retirement fund.
Well, maybe they didn't like being held off so long at the plant.
Is that my head of security speaking? Or the ex-cop? Listen, Adam, I don't want to squabble about this. I need you to get to the bottom of it. You still got friends on the force. You think one of them will let you into the morgue?
Depends who I run into.
Get over to the station and find a way inside. Because if that hacker was augmented, his neural hub might tell us who he was. Contact me when you've gotten a hold of it.
Boss, what you're asking me to do, it's not exactly legal.
No, it isn't. You got a problem with that?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Look, Adam. You know the police never fully investigated that first attack, don't you?
Yes, but...
But nothing. We lost a lot of good people, top people. And I'm beginning to think Detroit PD doesn't give a damn. Someone is pulling strings to keep us in the dark.
And in your world, the ends justify the means.
My world is your world, Adam. And if getting that neural hub illegally will show us who's behind these attacks, and maybe even help us go after them, yeah, you're damn right it does. So get going.
I'm gonna have issues with you, man. I'm on your side, but oh, not you, Derek. I'm talking to. So there was a role playing. There was a role playing thing that I'm acting out. Okay, sorry. This is why you need internet, motherfucker, so you can actually at least watch my streams and know when I'm not talking about you. Jesus, I love you, Derek. Hugs. But this motherfucker right here that I'm looking at, I don't like him. Yes, I know he's trying to act in corporate interest, but I'm like, yeah, you're trying to act in corporate interest, but you can't just live above the law. Just like when I went in, I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm gonna try to disable as many people as I can, but I'm like, they're also terrorists, so I don't have any qualms about killing them. And I saved a main hostage. Like, come on, give me some credit, mofo. Crazy ass mofos. You don't look like you're augmented.
Adam, were you just speaking to David? I
Yeah.
didn't know he'd finished his call. Is everything okay?
As well as can be expected.
Right, like I know what that means anymore. The phone's been ringing off the hook ever since Bill Taggart's little press conference this evening.
Taggart. Sarah was speaking about him when I walked in. What's the founder of the Humanity Front saying about us now?
Oh, he's all sincere this time, denouncing all the violence that's been committed against us, offering to come here in person to express his deepest sympathies.
Right. No wonder the boss seems grumpy.
Can you blame him? If it were up to Luddites like Taggart, you would have died on that operating table. The problem is, he knows how to play on people's fears.
Tampering with human biology can be pretty scary.
Tell that to all the war amps whose lives have been improved because of it. But if Taggart has his way, if he can sway popular opinion enough, then the United Nations will be forced to take a stand. Mark my words. That man is trouble.
Alright. Go here. We'll go. Alright. I am streaming on YouTube as well, so therefore there are YouTube vid logs that you can go and watch my streams after the fact. Listen, no, I'm just trying to take it seriously. Like, even if I'm not the top streamer, I need to understand the technology. So if I'm going to do it for my barcade, it's going to be legit, right? That's my whole thing is I want to... Also, I deal with video conferencing all the time at work. And I do like the, you know, I do really like the technology, right? And so I'm just trying to learn more about the technology because I'm like... I can learn how to do it for myself, right? You know, streaming on multiple different platforms all at once, you know, and being able to stream whatever your, you know, video game and whatnot. It's just beneficial to me because even though I may not use the exact same technologies, it's still teaching me how all this stuff works, right? How to make sure you're doing audio well and all that jazz because... there have been times at work where I thought I knew what I was doing, but like it's kind of a different thing. But at least I had a basic knowledge where I had a starting point and I wasn't going into it blind. And that's what's going to be the big future of things is streaming everything. You know, whether you're just having a regular office appointment or you're actually collaborating with a team, knowing how to do a proper stream and knowing the technology behind it is going to be so quintessential, and that's something that a lot of IT people probably don't really understand, is that you need to allow people to communicate with each other.
What am I doing here?
I'm just a big fan of streaming technology. That's my whole thing.
Hey, Jensen. Man, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back. How are you holding up?
Especially with this whole COVID
Sorry
situation.
About Megan. I know it must be hard. For a while, we thought you were a goner, too. Everything's going to shit. The attack on HQ, and now this mess with the factory.
That's why I have 38 questions so far for my barcade.
How about you, Corella? You okay?
I don't know. I fucked up. I mean bad.
What happened?
What
Well, a
did
couple
you
of months
fucking
ago,
do?
me and Tyndall, you know, one of Pritchard's techs, we started sneaking out some neuropozyne from one of the labs.
Jesus, Tim. You realize this could get you fired. Worse, arrested if the company chooses to prosecute. What were you thinking?
I know. It's just, it's complicated.
You're not
I didn't
getting
want to
paid
do it at
enough?
first, but there were good reasons. Anyway, now I want out, but Tyndall has security footage of me stealing the stuff.
What are
It
the
says
good
he'll
reasons?
expose me if I ever stop helping him. I
I'm in a bad spot,
Money?
Adam. I need that footage back. I know you're busy
No,
with everything
what you
that's
do
going
is you
on
go
right
and you
now,
leverage
but
the
I could really
company and
use
say,
your help.
hey, hold on. No, I'm gonna accept, but let me get a little bit more information. Hold on. Okay, so hear me out. If someone is, this is kind of my issue with Jurassic Park, right? This is going back to Jurassic Park, right? So you have a, what's his name? Nelson? Fatty McFatty fuck in Jurassic Park. No, Fatty McFatty fuck. That's the ultimate insult because, okay, hear me out. He actually had a legitimate reason to complain. It was pretty much him and Samuel L. Jackson who were in charge of the IT team, but it seemed like they didn't get along well with each other, and he was asked to code over, you know, whatever. He was asked to code a shit ton of stuff, you know, all the security systems and everything else, and he wasn't getting paid enough. I'm like, how much were you getting paid to not get paid enough? Like, first off, if it turns out that the who was the head of the park? Do you remember the name? Head of Jurassic Park, the old man. You know who I'm talking about, though, right? The old man, right? Yeah. If the old man just paid Nelson enough, you know, Fatty McFatty fuck, paid him enough, he wouldn't be so upset. You know, he's probably had to work a lot of long hours and do a lot of shit to try to make, and probably jerry-rigged a lot of shit together to make all this stuff work, right? But, unfortunately, he probably wasn't getting paid enough. And he was understaffed and overworked. And when you overwork your staff member, that's when shit goes haywire. So what you gotta do is you gotta make sure that you're getting the proper staff where you need to. It would not have cost that much to get him, like, maybe one or two other programmers on his team. But, granted, I don't know how good of a manager Nelson / Fatty McFatty fuck would have been, just because, you know, he seems like a little bit of an asshole, and he probably wouldn't want things done his way. So no, you got to make sure you get some people that he might have gelled with, like, because I feel like everybody can get a friend somewhere, right? Like, everybody can gel with someone else somewhere, but maybe not him. But because if you look at Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, look at this workspace. I'm sure they never spoke. Samuel L. Jackson and Fatty McFatty fuck, they never spoke. They were two completely different. Fatty McFatty fuck. That's what I'm gonna call the super fat nerd developer, Fatty McFatty fuck. And apologies for anybody who I might be insulting right now. I'm kind of a Fatty McFatty fuck myself. I'll admit it. But at least I get along with people. I don't know. Like, you gotta just pay people the proper amount of money. And so if someone is going and letting their stuff go out to the public, that means you're not paying them enough, you're not compensating enough, and you're not giving a good enough work-life environment. Okay? And that's an issue. And that's an issue of greed. Because I'm wondering how much the CEO of this company is actually making. And maybe if he sacrificed maybe about 10% of his income, he might have been able to prevent this by getting proper people, proper support, and proper positions. Okay? So you don't have to make billions and billions and billions of dollars. If you have the proper team, it's going to pay off for you in the long term, because you're going to make them happier, you're going to make them better. Okay, rant over. So,
neuropathy. What could you guys want with an anti-rejection drug for augmentation patients? Reselling it? Providing a competitor?
Why do you automatically assume I was trying to turn a profit?
yes. Because, god damn it, that's what everybody's trying to do. Like, this guy's saying, why do you automatically assume I'm trying to turn a profit? I'm like, come on.
How about Tyndall? Can't you reason with him?
You could try, but Tyndall's a pretty driven guy. I mean, the guy's like a rock. You'd need a Casey og or something to crack her.
Casey?
Social enhancer. It's an augmentation designed to read people's reactions and behavioral patterns.
You
Higher-end
compensate
series
people
even allows
enough and
you
you
to
give them
directly influence people.
what they need so that they don't go crazy, then you're gonna have better employee retention.
Pretty ballsy stealing a patented drug from a secure lab. How'd you manage to do it?
But now if they're
Kendall and I
being
worked the night
bitchy,
shift
like
every
there's a
other
difference
week.
between
I stashed the neuropozyne in a bag while he edited the security
being
footage.
bitchy and actually needing extra help, right? There are a lot of people who are bitchy about what they do in their job and they don't know how to actually deal with the workload or whatever else, and maybe they're not the right person for the job. In which case, you go and either talk to them and like the big thing, you want to know why all these issues happen is because you're not communicating with your freaking employees, and that's why you have so many disgruntled employees and so much bad management, because you're not actively communicating with the people who are managing you. I don't know about you, but I have a weekly meeting with my manager every week, and that helps a lot. And if we don't talk about it one week, but we'll talk about it another week. But overall, I take responsibility for the things I need to do. And we don't always have a lot to talk about. And in some ways, we have a lot more to talk about. And then we also have a weekly meeting within our actual everybody else who's in client services. And then we have another weekly meeting with everybody in IT. Like, the thing is communication. Yes, meetings sometimes suck, but they're necessary to actually be able to spell your grievances and actually be able to have proper communication. Now, there's some people, where it just doesn't work for them, and...
Alright, tell me more.
Really?
I don't know.
Thanks,
like,
Adam. I thought I was
if it
trying
doesn't
to-
work, then they
security
probably
force should
shouldn't be at
probably
the
be on his
company anymore,
apartment
and they should be looking for another
be in front
job.
of the subway station
If they feel
parking
like they
lot
can't
once you
trust
get
their
a hold of
manager and they can't trust other people on their team, then they should consider going for another job, and that's all there is to it. And the other thing is, if they continue to cause conflict within the team and not try to be a team player, yeah, that's also another bad thing. The whole thing is you're trying to be a team player, but you got to go and express yourself in a proper fashion. That's the other thing.
I got it from here.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that I will admit. I will be the first to admit there are a lot of places that have bad managers. At least my place doesn't necessarily have bad management. We've had we've been pressed to the bone on things, right? But I'm not blaming management on that front, because it's just more like, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you do it. And now, you know what? I will say my job right now is not as bad. It's not as stressful working remotely as it is when I was in the office. And the thing is, we're still doing an effective job working remotely, but I think part of the problem is that people within the office are just kind of assholes, and they want to be helped. Well, they don't actually understand that we're human beings when we're in the office. They just want to get helped immediately, and they think that we're just robots that can just do things without any without any frustration, because we can take on anything. And yeah, oftentimes we can take on a lot, but we can't just take on everything.
Just brings back bad memories. I love working here, but it's hard knowing that at any second.
And so, like, I guess that's my whole ordeal, is that yes, I love where I work, and I do love my team a lot. It's just
Mrs. Reed?
with my team,
I'm
you don't
sorry,
always get
startled
treated
me.
with
And please,
respect.
Call me Cassandra. You and Megan were together long enough. I was waiting for you.
Out here? Why not come meet me inside?
I don't know. I guess I'm just not ready. This is where you work, but to me, this is also the place where I lost my daughter.
I guess I never thought of it that way.
I'm sorry. It's not proper of me to come here and stir up bad memories, especially after what you've been through.
Yeah. A lot of things changed 6 months ago.
I can't get over how much they've changed you. At first, I couldn't even believe you were still alive. How do you handle all of this?
They did what they had to do to save me. And in a way, I can do more now than I ever could.
I'm glad to know you take it so well. Many of us wouldn't be able to cope so easily with such dramatic changes.
Can I ask why you wanted to see me?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm here about Megan. About
You're
what
here about
happened
Megan.
to her. Or rather, about the investigation into what happened.
What about it?
Well, simply put, I feel something is not quite right with the way the case was handled.
Guys, I'm bad. I don't remember who Megan is.
Call it mother's intuition. But when speaking to some of the investigators, there were a lot of
This person that this mother in this
And then
game
I
is
met
talking
this
about.
detective, a man called Chase. He agreed things weren't handled by the book, although he has no proof.
And now you want to find out more.
I'll never hear my daughter laugh again, Adam. I'll never get a
Was
call
this the
from
person
her
that
to
was
ask
helping in
how
the
I've
beginning?
been,
Well,
or
I
how
didn't
the
hear
kids
Megan
ask
that
her about her
often.
day.
Maybe I'm
She's
bad,
stolen
but I've
from
always
me.
been bad with names.
However unjustified this all is, I still want to know why it happened. You're not the same, Adam. And we've yet to see if it's for better or worse. But I know you loved Megan. Please, will you help me find out what really happened to her?
So I think Megan was the one who testified. So I'm gonna be like, yes, I've been working on
I
it.
never got a chance to investigate the attack myself. I'll look into it.
Thank you. This means the
I'm a
world to
badass.
me, Adam.
Okay.
Really.
The first thing I'll need to do is meet with this detective, Chase.
Good.
Detective Chase.
He works part-time as a security guard in an apartment building on Brooklyn Court. I'll be waiting for you in your apartment lobby once you're done.
Why does a detective need to work part-time as a security guard?
Oh, he retired soon after the case. I don't really know the details. Maybe he'll tell you more.
I'm on it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can't figure out. What? Nobody's watching me. What? You gotta hop off? Alright. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be on at least for the next 3 hours. Okay. Alright. Adios. I am. Thank you. Hold on, folks. I'm just trying to see where the rest of my buddies are. Because I am not getting any additional views. And that's kind of annoying me a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Where are you?
Is there a problem, sir?
No, there's no problem. I can take you down.
You believe it? We had the place surrounded, and we were ordered to hang back. Since when did we take orders from David Sarif? Maybe there was some hazardous material they were worried about. More like there was something illegal in there that they wanted the rent-a-cop to get rid of. We should have never let that guy in. No argument there. I can't see how things could have turned out any worse. Jensen, right? One of my buddies told me what really went down at the Sarif plant. What a mess. You should have let SWAT handle it. No argument there. I can't see how things could have turned out any worse, given the number of civilian casualties there were.
Oh, don't talk. Oh, come on now. It wasn't a complete civilian casualty type deal. It's not like I killed everyone, but I was actually acting in self-defense. If you want to see the vlogs, I can show you the vlogs. No, I didn't have a tranquilizer gun because it's shoot to kill. At that point, if they're going and shooting and killing other people...
got anything you want to buy or sell? I'm the guy you want to deal with. Everything's on the
You're
computer,
the guy?
right at your fingertips.
Why are you the guy?
See you soon.
All right.
Approve of these protests. These Lim people are drug pushers. Some of
Drug
them are rich while
pushers.
the rest of us are suffering.
I wouldn't know about those things. All I know is that this violence doesn't serve anyone.
Well, I guess the question now becomes, will the pro-human groups retaliate when Bill Taggart gets here?
He's that humanity burnt guy, right?
Bill
He's speaking at
Taggart.
the convention center in a few days.
That's gonna be a day from hell.
It might be. Man, everybody smokes. I get it, but gosh darn, it's like you guys don't even live in Corona. Hi. God, I love their outfits.
Ah, Mr. Jensen.
Mr.
David Sarah
Jensen.
told me you'd be dropping by. I've just been reviewing the test results we received on you last week.
Should I start rolling up my sleeves?
Surprisingly, no. I see no trace of glial tissue buildup in any of your charts.
It's been 6 months, Doc. Shouldn't I be under opposite shots by now?
One would think, but these test results show no signs of implant rejection. If anything, the bond between tissue and electrodes seems to be getting stronger.
So I'm free to go?
Well, Mr. Seraph did ask me to discuss another topic with you. You are aware that several precautionary measures had to be put into place during your first surgery?
Not all of my implants were switched on, I know.
The damage caused by the hematoma had to be taken into account. Your brain needed time to recover, to get used to the mechanical neural processors and turn them on naturally over time.
Cut to the chase, Doc. What does Seraph want?
He feels that you might be ready to speed up the activation process using special software known as Praxis Kits.
You mean I don't have to wait for my augmentations to kick in naturally anymore?
You can, if you prefer. But Mr. Seraph did make a generous donation to Lim in your name, thus ensuring that Praxis software linked to your particular neuro enhancements would always be available to you and you alone. Please, take a look.
Okay.
Very well, Mr. Jen.
Let's see. Do I have access to my augmentations? Social enhancer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy a social enhancer. Of course I am. Back. Oh, okay. Okay, so I need one something. So I already have all of these upgrades, but they're just not activated yet. That's a cool story part of this game. That's cool.
Protesting is not against the law.
I know that, officer. But some of those guys were carrying tire irons and setting garbage cans on fire.
And those were the ones we arrested. The rest were merely exercising their right to free speech.
What about my right to come to work each day without fearing for my life? I've still got to walk home tonight.
I understand your concern. But if you want round-the-clock protection, I suggest you hire a private security company.
Wow. That's like totally relevant to today's society, isn't it? When was Human Revolution released? This was released 9 years ago, guys.
Adam? Yeah, I just spoke to Vera Markovic. You aren't getting any Praxis kits installed?
All you said to do was see the doctor. I did that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just surprised you didn't take advantage of the account I set up for you. But no matter. Right now I want to know who that corpse is. Head over to the police station and get his neural hub. And Adam, if you can't talk your way in, consider making a strategic retreat. There's gotta be another entrance on the side of the building.
Also, I didn't necessarily have enough freaking points to do it, man. I tried. Oh, make you slide down. That's such a bad design. You can... Come on, it wouldn't have taken that long to create that animation. Okay. I mean, even friggin' Dark Souls had that animation where you could slide down elevators. Alright, let's go walk over this way. Up, 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 up.
I can do that.
You say you can.
Oh man, Eliza is so hot.
You're crazy. Niashia Akeem is way prettier.
Ugh. Oh. Why do you have to be so loud?
Surrounding that hostage situation in Detroit has just blown through the roof. Thanks to the arrival of William Taggart, celebrity author and founder of the anti-augmentation organization, Humanity Press. Speaking from the tarmac at Wayne County Airport,
Not right
Taggart
now.
calmly advised
These offices are off limits to civilians, sir. Don't go in there.
Can I talk to you?
Yeah, hang on just a sec.
I know.
Shit. Jensen?
Yeah.
Surprised to see you here.
Yeah, well, I guess you're better at looking out for yourself than I am.
I don't have time for your self-pity. I need to get into the morgue.
That's it? No, forget it. I don't know what's going on with that body down there, but my orders come from the brass. No one gets in. First thing you say to me after almost 2 years is you want something?
Should I have given you an order? You've always been very good at following those.
God damn.
Where do you get off being so self-righteous? You think I like this? Look at me. From SWAT team commander to a crummy desk sergeant in a 2-bit precinct. I don't need this from you. I get enough of it at home. So either come up with something better than your usual attitude, or you can just forget it, because you came to me.
All right, that was a cheap shot. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting you here.
Wow,
but I can't deal with
dude,
that past
what?
right now. I know it's a risk for you, but I really do need to get into that morgue.
Oh, geez, Jensen. This isn't fair. Why are you doing this? Putting me between a rock and a hard place again. You want me to sacrifice my job to save your boss's ass? And if I lose my job, my life goes into the toilet. But you don't even care about that, do you?
Yes, your job is at risk. Yes, you've taken the blame for what happened in the past, but look, I need your help. And it's important. You got my word, whatever happens, I'll take care of you.
Well, that might be a start. It all comes back to the kid, doesn't it? We were given a direct order, Jensen. So I took the shot. I followed orders. He was augmented, an unknown factor. He was too much of a risk.
Hey, take it easy. Nobody is judging you. It's not why I'm here. Just give me what I want, and I'll be on my way. We won't have to yell at each other anymore.
So that's it. You're gonna retreat. Just dodge the issue. Do you know who's really to blame for all this? You are. You left me hanging. The kill order was yours, your responsibility. Instead, you dumped it all on me. And you knew I wasn't strong enough to refuse. It's all on you.
I've heard enough of this. You're lying to yourself. You pulled that trigger, no one else. You can't escape from that for the rest of your life. Accept it, make it a part of your history, and put it in your past. Because denial is only making it worse.
I can't. Oh, hell. You're right. I've been so stupid. 2 whole years. I've got to start turning things around. Right now. Go on in. Don't worry about the guys. They'll leave you alone. But I need to think.
Yeah, because you're the one who did do it. Ah, I love this game.
Peaceful solution to this dispute. I unequivocally deplore the methods used by these Muslims.
Where do you want me to go, game? I'm so confused. Where do you want me to go, game? Hold on. Restroom. Alright. Where do you want me to go, game? You are not being helpful at all. Your UI is being kind of crappy.
What might happen once the hostage situation at Seraph Industries resolved. Regardless, several violent skirmishes did rage, but no serious injuries were reported.
Okay, well, come on now. Well, obviously the objectives are kind of badly paced.
Access granted.
They were able to change the code for the laser grid. Got some stuff from there.
About time. You the home sec guy I was ordered to wait for? Tell Manderley I didn't get the memo until I was halfway through the autopsy. By then, it was too late to close him up again.
Right. So you recovered the neural hub?
Tricky bit of work that was. A few inches lower and the bullet would have fried more than just the pedal connectors. As it is, I can't guarantee you'll get anything useful out of it, other than the fact that it's been modified.
Modified?
Modified?
With what?
Some kind of wet drive. But hey, I didn't look. Ultraviolet means ultraviolet, and I know how touchy you guys get when it comes to matters of national security. He's all yours. The hub's been detached, but I left it in the skull as ordered. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got paperwork to fix.
Go do it. I'm gonna go look at this fella right here.
Boss, I got the neural hub. Looks like it's been modified with some kind of wet drive. Pritchard should have a look at it.
No, don't bring it here. Frank's not finished running his diagnostic, and I don't want to risk connecting any tech to our networks till he's done.
Especially if the tech is military. So what do you want me to do?
Take the hub to your apartment. I'll have Frank contact you there.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Heard there was a demonstration at the lynch. I'll be seeing you.
Regardless, several violent skirmishes.
Man. This game is eerily
Jensen,
close to the future,
I have
man.
a message for you from one of your former colleagues, a Detective Alexander.
Jenny? What did she want?
She said she could use some help if you can make your way over to Grand River Road.
Grand.
And might I just add, as wonderful as it is to have you back at the office, I am not your personal dating service.
Why are they calling IT? Isn't there like facilities or someone managing a reception desk? Like, why are they contacting you? Man, if they have... Jesus. So many things wrong.
Grayson hooked me up with some real tight merch. Those art lovers get in my face now. I'm ready.
Hello there. Well, you must be Adam Jensen.
Hi.
A keen observation.
Mrs. Reed told me you might pay me a visit. And don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of hard to miss.
I'll try to take that as a compliment. She told me you might have information regarding Megan Reed's case and the attack on Seraph headquarters.
Oh boy, what a mess. Total pissing match. We had the feds on our ass, orders from 3 different departments, and pressure from so many lobbyists it felt like being the scrawny new kid in a prison shower.
It is a very high-profile case. Mrs. Reed said you thought some procedures were overlooked.
You got that right. I mean, you know how it is. Mrs. Reed told me you used to be a cop. There's always cases where you see the lazy officers taking shortcuts. But this was different.
Different how?
Too much stuff got overlooked. People seemed way too eager to jump to conclusions, and every time I was remotely insistent, I got turned down by ranking officers. People wanted to bury this thing fast. That's never a good sign.
Surely you have something more substantial than this.
Yeah, well, that's where you come in. I got a couple of leads I could never fully investigate. I started poking around, but these government-type agents just gave me the creeps. I got scared. Months away from retirement, I didn't want to fuck things up. But you obviously have the means to get to the bottom of this.
So what have you got?
First off, there's a rumor that the order to close the investigation came from higher up, maybe even outside the local department. Anything like that would have passed through Captain Penn. There might be traces of this left on his office computer.
Guess I'll have to pay a visit to the local precinct.
Well, while you're there, there was an officer assigned to the case, Chet Wagner. He's not what you call a choir boy. And when he suddenly got brought on the case, I got suspicious. Somebody wanted him there. And I'm pretty sure he tampered with some of the evidence. You should talk to him. Find out what he knows.
Okay. I'll have a little chat with Officer Wagner.
You'll most likely find him in the lobby. He got retrograded from his conduct, and he takes depositions now. He won't budge easily, but I'm pretty sure you can find some dirt on him on his desktop. His office is on the 3rd floor. You might find something there to help loosen up his tongue.
Anything else worth looking into?
Yeah, when the order came down to close the case, the bulk of the evidence was stashed in a storage locker. Maybe you can find some interesting stuff in there. It's on the alley right next to the station. The code is 4891. But I know an outside agency had access to that locker, so be careful.
Thanks for the heads up.
It's nothing.
4891.
And, please, don't bother coming back here with details. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to help. But the less I know about this case, the better I'll feel.
That's all I need for now.
Excuse me for a moment. Gotta dilute that. Alright. Been streaming for almost 3 hours. I can't burp, but I can dilute. Whatever, we're gonna go. We can't go through there. Bloop. No. There you go.
Hey, give me a call in a couple of days, okay?
and extremely regrettable.
Don't take another step. Back away, now.
Jensen, what the hell are you doing here? The station's supposed to be off limits to all non-essentials. You don't even fucking work here anymore.
Okay.
Access granted.
Hello, Detective Wagner. I'm calling at the 76th Precinct, and it has come to my attention that you were once one of the investigators on the Sheriff Industries attack a couple of months ago. I'm currently assigned to the Sheriff Manufacturing Plant case, and I'm sure that you're aware of the recent attack. I'd really like to meet with you and get your input on the investigation. See if we can cross-reference evidence interviews. I'll be looking forward to receive word from you. Thank you. Just a quick message. Thank you for your help in the Seraph Industry investigation. You helped us handle a delicate issue. We won't forget it. Hello all. Homeland Security is finally ready to start its training courses. So next week, every officer is going to have to be on a one-on-one interview with Joseph Manderley and go-between. Each one of us will be told shortly what your meeting is scheduled about. These courses are mandatory. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. You wrote, are you fucking retarded? What? Do you also want to come to paint a giant fucking billboard on my lawn that says I associate with drug dealers? They could be screening my inbox and you dumb fuck never ever leave written evidence. Stupid fucking bastard. Anyway, some fucking balls on Lupez. Do I have your everything? Yeah, man, we got a motherfucking problem, bro. Some of them cats stomped near the turf of our city. Are still coming around. Thought we had a deal with, man. I let you in on a little profit, and you keep them fucks out of my way. And I could make a little extra cheese dealing with the first place. See, that's another issue.
Access granted.
The Ballers. I have some info you might want on your little DRB friends. I saw them stash some of the gats for the storage unit and the road. There's a top cat, DRB lieutenant. One bad motherfucker with a shotgun. He got the codes on that storage on one of them pocket bitches. Yeah, okay. Disconnect. Police corruption all around. Woohoo! Let's go forward. Alright. Alright. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours straight. I think I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to save. I'm going to get some food. Then I'm going to continue this in just a little bit. Or tomorrow. Either or. This is my next game for a little while. Alright, guys. Bye.